YouTube. This is my part 2 video for the Invasion Trio, this one being The Flash, Season 3, Episode 8. Again, the Invasion Trio, because like I said, Flash, Season 3, Episode 8, Arrow, Season 3, Episode 8, wait, no, what am I talking about? The Flash, Season 3, Episode 8, Arrow, Season 5, Episode 8, and I believe Legends of Tomorrow, Season 2, I believe Episode 7? I'm not sure if they were on Episode 8 either, but it's either Legends of Tomorrow Season 2 Episode 7 or 8, one of those. But all three of them are titled Invasion, with an exclamation point. But this is part 2 video for The Flash Season 3 Episode 8. Because, 1, I ran out of time in the first video. And 2, I was expecting a phone call and I really didn't want it to interrupt my video. Yeah. It is currently 11:05 on Thursday. We saw the conclusion, which was Legends, and yeah, let's do this. The end, because I'm pretty much at the end. I left off at the second video with Barry because everyone's having trust issues with him after he revealed Flashpoint, with the exception of Kara and Oliver. He wanted to sit down and, you know, not go with them to rescue the president. It turns out, though, also, Kara still trusts him, still believes in him, and Oliver is all pissed off at everyone for pretty much turning their back on Barry. And he's like, come on, guys, we gotta work together and all that stuff. It's Barry and all that. And yes, the Denominators did kidnap the president, and in the previous video, I stated that I wasn't sure if the Dominators, when Kara takes the lead in the rescue effort with Barry and Oliver staying behind, when Kara takes the lead for the rescue effort, I wasn't sure, I said this in the previous video, I'm not sure if the Dominators made like a hologram or actually killed the legitimate president, but I did find out in Legends, spoiler alert for those who did not watch it, I did find out that they in fact did kill the president when Kara was leading the others to the rescue effort. And I had pretty much left off with, you know, the Dominators pretty much killing the president and Kara and them trying to fight these aliens, only to be, you know, apparently they walked into a trap. The only reason why they had the president there, basically all by his lonesome in that little factory thing, was to pretty much lure out the team. And then once the president served his use, they killed him, and then they activated this device that they had in the factory, which pretty much is a mind control device. And I thought that was pretty interesting that they have a mind control device, but then again, not gonna lie to you, what do I know about aliens? I've never met or seen one from my knowledge. I mean, for all we know, there could be aliens among us, disguised as humans, and we don't know. But I'm just saying, this mind-controlled device is kind of a typical move. But then again, it's comic book. The Dominators are comic book aliens. So, whoever created the Dominators, you know, wanted them to have some sort of mind control thing. I don't know if it's actually been in the comics. I never really did much research on the Dominators before finding out about this 4-show crossover, and I didn't really was really into them, so that's why I didn't really want to. And plus I got lazy, and it's freaking cold right now, and it's like, pause. I'm not gonna lie to you, these right here, like, I've said this in like at least, I think maybe 2 videos. I know I said this in at least one previous video. There was a person that actually commented in one of my videos. I'm not sure which one, but I know they commented that it's like, geez, armory much? Because they saw this, they saw that, all that, and then I think they might have saw this one, but I'm not sure. I might have angled the camera where it's only facing this side of the room, so they probably most likely saw this. I'm not sure. For all I know, the camera could have been like this, and they could have saw not just this, but this also. And I do have a sword literally behind my camera, and I have 2 Tontos in my closet. But I remember that person commented saying, geez, armory much? And it's like, no, not really, but heck, if an apocalypse happened, I'm kind of ready. I could be like Michonne, with the katanas, swords, everything. I could be like Michonne, or I could be like Daryl with the freaking crossbow, because if you can't tell this mess right here, hang on, that mess, like right there, Those are 2 recurve bows and a crossbow that are dangling there. So I could be like Michonne or Daryl during an apocalypse, and I'll be okay. Because I know how to work every single one of these weapons. So whoever put that comment, at least I'll be ready for an apocalypse. Because not only do I have the weapons, I know how to use them. And plus I know how to shoot bow and arrow and a crossbow, and I know how to shoot a gun. So, what you got? Anyway, unpause that. Going back to it, the heroes that were there that got controlled, if I remember correctly, Supergirl definitely was among them. Spartan was among them. Shoot, who else was among them? Oh yeah, Speedy, White Canary. Shoot, I don't know who else. Hang on a minute. Let me think about it. White Canary, Spartan, Speedy, Supergirl. Firestorm, I believe, was also there. I want to say Firestorm, and I believe Atom and Heatwave. I know for a fact, though, Sarah, Diggle, Thea, and Supergirl, and Atom for sure, but I am not sure about Heatwave and Firestorm. But yeah, they were part of the team that got pretty much mind-controlled. And there was this moment between Oliver and Barry, because Barry ended up in the Braille room in Star Labs. Remember the Braille room that Reverse Flash, his secret little room? What? It was like a white room. It was a secret room that Reverse Flash had in Star Labs. 2, it was completely white, and they had these little bubble things all over the wall that kind of looked like Braille, like big, huge Braille. That's why I literally call it the Braille room. And he had he had his own Gideon there, which pretty much showed him an article from the future of how future Barry disappeared during a crisis. And the article said it was written by Iris West Allen, which means in the future Iris and Barry are married, right? So we see Barry there, and he's actually looking at the very same article, and Oliver shows up in the room. Obviously, he's never seen this room before, so you could tell he's all looking around like, what the heck is this, right? But he doesn't really say anything. He doesn't make it too obvious. But, Barry's like, not only did I screw up everyone's lives right now, I apparently screwed up the future, and we find out why he says that because they zoom in on the article. And the article is the same article, the Flash disappears during a crisis in the same year and everything. The only thing that's different is the person who wrote the article, because back then it was Iris West Allen. This time it was a different person, which means, according to Barry, not only did he screw up, Cisco, Caitlin, Wally, and Diggle's lives by creating Flashpoint and trying to, make everything well again, he apparently did something that caused after effects in the future, because now Iris West Allen, not only is she not, working for that, what was it called? What was Clark Kent again? Reporter. There you go. Not only is she not like a reporter, writer, and stuff like that, for all we know, they could not even be married. We don't know, because, she didn't write the article, so we don't see her name. We don't know if she's still Iris West Allen. We don't even know if she's married. We don't know what happens to her in the future. We just know that she's no longer a reporter/writer anymore, because she didn't write the article in the future. So Barry's all even 10 times more upset, because he's like, man, I even screwed up the future. I screwed up Iris's future, right? And, they have another heart-to-heart where Oliver's like, dude, you made a mistake. But granted, if anyone else was in your shoes, they would probably do the same thing. And Oliver even points out, how what happened with his dad, how his dad, and one other survivor from the Gambit, they were on a life raft, and they only had enough food for possibly only one person, and so Oliver's dad shot that third person, then shot himself in front of his son so Oliver can survive. And then he also told Barry about how Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke, literally pierced his mother through the heart with his katana, right in front of him and his sister Thea. And I don't believe Barry knew about this information about both Oliver's parents. And, they share that bonding experience, and I'm not gonna lie to you, what Oliver said, when he said, you did something that pretty much anyone in your shoes would have done, I completely agree. Because there's not going to be a moment in time where people look back at their lives and they're like, man, I wish I could turn back time and change that moment because it was a horrible time for them, or save someone, or do something for somebody. There isn't a person in the world that hasn't at least thought that once. Like, they screwed up once in their life and they wish they could go back in time and take it back and redo things, have a redo, right? I don't think there's not going to be anyone in the world currently that has not thought that. Whether it's like the death of a loved one like Barry, or they screwed up somehow, whether it was small or gargantuan. I don't think there's anyone in the world that hasn't felt that, wish they could, go back in time and have a redo. I honestly think in my heart, I don't think there's anyone else in this world who would probably do the same thing that Barry did. I would have done the same thing. If my parents died, I probably want to try. If I went back looking at my life, over screw up, whether it was, like I said, small or huge, there isn't a time in my life where I haven't been like, I wish I could go back in time and redo it, right? So, Oliver's right. Barry did a natural human instinct. The only difference is he actually had the power to do so, right? Unlike the rest of us, like us normal humans. So, Oliver pretty much voices everybody else. It's like everyone in the world wish they could turn back time and have a redo. And he's pretty much telling Barry, you're just like everyone else. You're just like every other human being in the world. That something horrible happened and you just wanted to go back in time and redo it. And you did. You can't stop beating yourself over it and having this guilt inside of you because you're human. You did what everyone else would have done. Anyway, they end up getting a call. You know how there's intercoms in Star Labs. Cisco's like, hey, the team's back and they're attacking, and they see like they're all attacking Star Labs, and it's just Oliver and Barry holding them off. And Wally and them are inside Star Labs, and they're like, I gotta help them. I know you guys are against it, but I have to try. And he zooms out of there, right? And Oliver and Wally manage to hold some of them off, but unfortunately Wally gets knocked out, and Barry figures out, well, not Barry, Star Labs finds out that, about the mind-controlling device, and if it gets destroyed, maybe they'll get back to normal. And so Barry's like, hey, Oliver, since Wally's knocked out, can you bring Wally back into Star Labs and hold them off while I try to lure Kara to the device to try to destroy it? Because they even said, she's invulnerable. It's like, yeah, exactly. And I'm going to use that to my advantage to see if she can destroy the device. And so, Ollie is literally running through Star Labs, the ground floor, carrying Wally, at the same time running away from Diggle's bullets, Thea's arrows, and frickin' Sarah's throwing stars. And there are several times where he had to drop him and fight, shoot arrows. And the funny thing is, he actually at one point ran out of arrows, so he had a one-on-one fist fight with Sarah, which I thought was freaking cool. And Barry does manage to lure Kara by insulting her and then tricking her into pretty much ramming into the mind control device and destroying it, pretty much freeing everyone from mind control. And because of Barry's plan, the team begins to trust him again. Unfortunately, all of a sudden, beams of light come out of nowhere, like you see in a freaking sci-fi movie. The first one to be sucked up in the beam of light is Sarah. And then the second one being Ray. And around the time Sarah and Ray got sucked up, Barry's like, everyone get back inside. Unfortunately, Sarah, Ray, Diggle, and Thea end up getting sucked in the beam of light. And just as Oliver is getting sucked up, Barry tried to zoom after him to try to get to him, but only barely missed him, and Oliver gets swept away. So this episode, Flash, right now, I've watched all 4 of the shows for Invasion, Heroes versus Villains, and not Villains, Heroes versus Aliens, and by far I think the Flash one is my favorite. But anyway, this is my part 2 video for my reaction rant of The Flash Season 3, Episode 8, titled Invasion. Peace, guys.